And we have another UFO proof in the house. That's that's awesome. Obviously, it's not as good as the original, but that's fine. We'll accept that. Um, my lights in here are a little bright, so I'm gonna try to turn these down some. Hopefully, you guys can hear me through my awesome COVID UFO proof mask. How fucking baller is that? Look at that, dude. Is that fucking cool or what? Right? Uh, this is guaranteed to give you COVID if you get this. I mean, to not give you, to protect you from getting COVID. This actually gives other people, your enemies, COVID, is what it does. So, hey, what up, Renee? You feel like giving your enemies some COVID? Get a UFO proof COVID mask. Uh, what's going on, sweetie? So there's a lot to talk about. Why am I wearing this stupid thing? Because I'm trying to sell it. That's why. So you can go and pick these up at Teespring. There's a link to it on my videos. Go there and pick up the stupid UFO-proof mask. But we're gonna take that off for now, and so you guys can fucking hear me. And let me get some fucking light in this motherfucker. All right, yeah, that's much better. That's a little bright. Let's kill some more light. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Much better. So, what up, Crow Steph? How you doing, buddy? Doing good? UFO proof. Love you too, brother. UFO proof mess. That fucking right. How you like that, Renee? Is that baller? Holy shit! Did you guys? I don't know if you guys heard that, but did you guys hear that? This straight up sounds like machine gun fire. Holy fuck. I hope someone's not going on a fucking shooting spree like there's an active shooter or something right now. Oh my god. There are all kinds of gunshots going off right now. That's fucking nuts, dude. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, gunshots. Yeah, you heard it too? Okay, cool. So I'm not crazy. I'm sorry I'm so distracted, but you know, with the the way people are, going crazy, shooting shit up, you can't be fucking too careful, uh I don't know, I feel like I should fucking probably go get my brother and fucking just in case some shit's going down. I need to handle some shit, dude. We got all kinds of weapons, so we're good. We might have to go protect some people. Anyway, hopefully that's not the case. Check this shit out for you true hardcore ballers, dude. Oh my god. It's a UFO proof fanny pack. Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. Big whoop. I got a fanny pack. Yeah, is that fucking cool or what? It's a fucking UFO proof fucking fanny pack. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta make one of those. And then I was like, I made it, and I was like, well, now I gotta buy one because this is too cool. Um, Bill, hey man, are you hearing this? No, it sound like gunshots, man. He says his motorcycle's backfiring. I don't think so. I think because he was inside, I think he missed it. I think he just heard the last part. That's fucking nuts. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I know I'm fucking distracted for a second. That really sounded like fucking gunshots. So I was completely distracted for a second. Excuse me. Sorry for that. Yeah, nostalgic fanny packs. I know, right? You should get your gun that you're hanging on your wall, right? Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm too far away from my guns, you know, all my weapons. Oh no, I mean I got at least some fucking in an emergency. You know, I'm always prepared, you know. I mean, even if it's just like a little bit, you know, fucking you know, but I don't have a gun on me right now. I didn't think I was gonna need one. I'm fucking out here broadcasting. You fucking kids are trying to sleep. I came out to the card to go live. Um, uh, so I didn't think I would need a gun. Of course, I always have a fucking weapon. That's a fucking, you know, yeah, it's a knife. That's what that is. Um, but yeah, I wasn't thinking I would need something like that right now. Of course, that's how you fuck up, and that's how they catch you slipping. Anyway, um, enough of the gun violence. Uh, so there's a lot going on in the world of ufology, and if you guys didn't get a chance to see my latest video, I just put out, it was about the newest Navy UFO video that got put out. So has anyone here seen that yet? Renee, you guys, Crowstep, you guys see that yet? Um, Excuse me, because nice toothpick, yeah, right. Um, yeah, so the last video I just posted just a few hours ago, is the Navy just released new UFO videos. And Jeremy Corbell, as a matter of fact, is the one who fucking broke this story, man. So I've got to give him full credits and props on this. Um, uh, hey, what's up, Raphael? How you doing, homie? So yeah, the new there's and this you gotta understand. So this is just it's some photographs and one video, and it's like I'm assuming that it's part of a briefing that they were giving to Congress because they have I don't know, Renee, how many days do we have left until the countdown? Um, like 100 or something or 90 something like that. Um, so it's counting down. So whatever, we're getting really close, and the congressmen and people like that, they want briefings before they have a full fucking uh um a full debrief. They'll just have briefings, which they just try to sum up stuff. Still, they'll bring little a couple photos and a video or something like that, real short stuff, because the briefing might be 20 minutes long or something, as they're just discussing many topics and just try to get through it as quickly as possible before they do a full debrief, which will be at the 180 days marker. So I believe that this is part of a debrief where they came in to some congressmen or other you know people from the Joint Chiefs of Staff and stuff, and brought them some UFO material to show that's some of the stuff that they're going to be releasing. And one of them is a fucking pyramid UFO flying past a fucking a naval base. And during this clip or whatever, you're only seeing one, but the actual story was there were several of these fucking pyramid shaped UFOs. Now when you look at it, it looks like a triangle at first. It looks like almost like a perfect flying triangle, except the way it's flying doesn't make any sense. It's like it doesn't seem aerodynamic. However, as you look at the video closer, you can see that it's not just a triangle, it's a three-dimensional triangle. It's a pyramid. You can see that it's in three dimensions. In fact, what it looks like is there was a couple months ago a Navy pilot released a photograph of a triangle UFO that he witnessed come out of the ocean and fly up into outer space. And he got a picture of it with his iPhone. And it's a really good picture. And this is the first time you get to see what one of these triangle UFOs look like in the daylight. And it's got like these weird ridges on it and shit. It's fucking cool looking. And it's not a perfect fucking triangle. It's kind of fucking cockeyed and shit. So it's kind of weird looking, but it's really cool. And in fact, that kind of triangle looks almost identical to what you're seeing in this video, but the video is a night vision. So I'm talking straight up like Gen 2 green night vision, not like, thermal vision, but, but it was pretty high quality night vision. I was really impressed with it. And what do you say? Well, what did you say you saw that? What do you mean? What did I say I saw that? What are you talking about? um, Double Borg Orange Craft you showed earlier on your newest UFO video upload was mind-boggling. Borg Orange Craft. Oh, I know, right? Wasn't that fucking cool? Huh? Oh, that was with the uh wait, which one? That was my newest video, right? It was at the end of the newest video. Yeah, that was weird, huh? Right? Yeah, the Oreo, the double stuff, right? And that fucking other UFO. Yeah, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, so we're talking about the same one. All right, that was cool, right? I know it had nothing to do with the Navy UFOs. I was like, this is such a fascinating UFO video. It's so fucking weird. I've never seen a UFO like this. If you guys haven't got a chance, go and check out my latest video. It's fucking awesome. And at the end, there's a little surprise there. This UFO, which is a style that I've never seen before. And being a UFO researcher for the past, 11, 12 years, I was blown away because I'm like, I've never seen a UFO like this or act in this, behave in this sort of manner. And then to see a second one appear in the video, which the videographer, the person filming the UFO, didn't see it. Okay. So only the people watching the video, if you're able to recognize it, you see that there's another one that pops up. But the guy in the video, he clearly makes no fucking indication that he sees the other craft, but it fucking pops up. It's hard to see, but I point it out, and when it's pointed out to you, then it's pretty clear to see. But without it being pointed out or someone saying anything, I could see why he missed it and why a bunch of other people might miss it, because it's like at the bottom of the screen and it's real quick and shit like that. But it's definitely there. It's definitely another craft, and it looks like almost identical to the one they're filming, and you get to see the fucking UFO fucking grow and change shapes, and like it's fucking crazy. It's really cool. So check it out after this. Um, so yeah, so I do believe that these videos and these photographs were part of the briefing, and they also had another pyramid UFO that they got a picture of in broad daylight, and it's so fucking cool. It's crystal clear, and it's all pewter color, like like your standard flying saucer, like a silver, pewter color. Um, no markings, no anything on it, just this big silver pyramid upside down, floating in the sky. And so, okay, are there, hot air like that? Yes, there in fact are. However, there's one important part, carriage, that the people are riding in. Other than that, without that, the hot air balloon is a dangerous fucking menace floating around in the sky. You have to have a pilot and someone flying the fucking hot air balloon, and a carriage to have passengers in. And this simply doesn't have it. So you can't say they're hot air balloons or anything like that. They're definitely not weather balloons. There's no instruments coming off of them, and in fact, every weather balloon is tracked by by NORAD and by all of our radar systems, from every airport and every military base around the country. We know where every single one is, and every weather balloon has to be reported when it's being released. You can't just go around releasing fucking weather balloons. You have to indicate, you have to tell people, because it is dangerous. And so they know where every fucking balloon is. In fact, if you go and download Flight 24 radar, it's an app that shows you where every vehicle that has a transponder, whether it's an airplane or a helicopter or fucking whatever, a blimp, uh, anything, it'll tell you what's up there. And plus any weather balloons, it'll tell you what weather balloons. It'll tell you where the Satelloons are from Google, the Google X balloons and shit. Like, it'll tell you where all that stuff is. So it's like they already know. So they know for a fact when they see like this triangle UFO come up out of the ocean and fly into outer space, they know it's not a weather balloon or a hot air balloon or anything like that. In fact, our equipment, like the FLIR system that's attached to like the F-18 Super Hornets and stuff, is so sophisticated that it can tell not only what they're looking, once it aims and locks onto a target, it knows everything about that target. So it knows what kind of plane it is. It knows what year the plane was made. It knows where the plane is from. It knows the pilot's name, who's flying that plane, who's registered to be flying it right then. It knows all, like, it's, you gotta understand, like, the American military's situational awareness is fucking beyond the scope of most militaries. Like, they're not even close to what we can do. We even know the name of the pilots flying the planes just by the cameras locking onto them. Okay, that's how sophisticated our systems are. And so they know everything. They know how much fuel is fucking the jet has used. They know what kind of weapons are on board, how many weapons have been used, you know, blah blah blah. I mean, they know everything. They have all that information instantaneously downloaded to them the second it locks onto a target. So the fact that it has no idea what this target is, and you know, is just doesn't make any sense. You know, unless it's, you know, not from here, you know, not part of our, you know, interactions with other militaries and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like it's really cool. I don't blame you, Renee. I wouldn't ride in it either. I've seen disaster videos where the people in the hot air balloon get electrocuted and caught on fire on electrical hot wires. I saw that same fucking video. That shit was crazy. And they hit the wires and the fucking thing burst into flames. And then the cart fucking falls. And that shit was fucked up. I mean, what a fucking, you know, what a day, dude. How would you like that to celebrate your graduation and shit? They're like, yes, I'm going to college. No, you're not. Yeah, you're going to college in a fucking wheelchair, you know? Yeah, so these videos are really interesting. The photographs are really interesting. Just like the last time they released UFO videos, the video is really short. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't come in from the beginning, and it cuts off before its end, you know, so it just gives you like some juicy part right in the middle, but you don't get to see the beginning or the end the same thing with the other videos, because they don't want a chance at releasing, you know, classified information on their means and ways of, excuse me, gathering intelligence. So perhaps, you know, viewing the beginning of the video would somehow indicate that there's a new system that they're using to identify, you know, targets in the sky, and they don't want their adversaries to know this. Obviously, we have to, you know, keep some secrets from everybody, so, you know, we stay ahead of the game. Yeah, but these videos, you know, this video is like, for night vision, is like crystal clear. And they, in the report, there are several of these UFOs that are, you know, buzzing this base. And I mean, multiple UFOs are being seen. These pyramid triangle UFOs, these sphere UFOs, these so-called metallic blimp UFOs with payloads. This is the name of them. Okay, I didn't fucking pick it out. This is what they're calling them. And a group of these different UFOs were all seen in one day, at one time. So I mean, like, that's nuts. So they're having, you know, fleets of UFOs coming in and encourage, you know, and intercepting their naval, their destroyers or battleships and their aircraft and stuff like that. And there's basically nothing they can fucking do about it, and they can't even, you know, they can't even lock it down to just one UFO to say, oh, what's this flying saucer that we're looking for. There are fleets of UFOs, but the fleets are made up of multiple styles of UFOs. So like, when you see a squadron of the Air Force flying, it's almost always the same planes. So you'll see, like, you know, it'll be a 5 F-35 Lightnings, or it'll be, you know, 10 F-18 Super Hornets, or, you know, F-16 Tomcats, or whatever. It'll always be like a group of the same. You'll see stealth bombers, and they might have it might be a stealth bomber with two F-18 Super Hornets or two F-22s, supporting them as wingmen or whatever. But that's usually the most. You don't see just a bunch of different planes flying in a squadron, in formation. Like it's just not done for some reason. I don't know why. Um, perhaps it has something to do with the aerodynamics and the different style of planes and engines giving off different amounts of wind and backwash or rotor wash or whatever, and I'm sure could fuck with them, keep them in to fuck with the formation, um because when you're in when you're flying in formation, you're eliminating like a significant amount of drag on your plane, which is why they fly in formation. uh so I could see a bunch of different styles of planes being maybe an issue, possibly. I don't know. I'm not a pilot. Uh, but you gotta get back to work. All right, have fun, brother. But I could see it. The fact that these UFO fleets are coming in and observing us with total immunity. They have no fear at all. They feel like they can just come and do whatever the fuck they want. Period. Um, with multiple crafts. I mean, this is, and I'm like, if you pay attention, like the gimbal UFO, um, when was that? In 2015, was one UFO that looked like a top, a giant spinning top, but it was accompanied by a fleet of UFOs, which they even say you can hear them in the audio recording, or saying there's a fleet of them. Look at the ASA, they're saying look at the radar. There's a whole fleet of these things, and the fleet of these UFOs were these these like cubes inside these clear spheres. And I actually got video of those exact UFOs that they're describing. I actually got video of them from Mexico, which is right by where these encounters in 2015 took place anyway. So I mean, that's interesting. Um, but I think it's really peculiar that you have so many, like, in one area during one event, having how many different UFOs being seen. I mean, that's fucking, not just odd that they're having, I mean, from spheres to, to pyramids, to triangles, to metallic blimps with payloads. Like, what the fuck? Just like a whole bunch of different ones. And you have gimbals and tic tacs and, oh yeah, fucking, oh I know, fucking DMX, buddy. Oh man, here's to you, buddy. And one for the homies. Poor DMX, dude. Right? That sucks. Um yeah, so I can't wait to see this disclosure, in 180 days, what the Pentagon's going to release to everybody, because they're like, basically, they're like, they have some interesting stuff that, they just simply don't know what it is. We know what it is, but, they're playing it smart. They're not jumping to any conclusion, which I agree. I don't want to sit there and say, oh, it's alien, because, well, one, I don't know it's an alien. And unless the alien came out and was like, look, hey, I'm an alien, I'm from fucking Zeta Reticula, unless that happens, which I doubt, there's no way for you to know. Simply observing the UFO does not prove that it is from another planet. It simply doesn't, So it doesn't make sense that uh
Yeah, no, sure.
What's up?
Do we have any bottled water? And because I did
I
see
am
it on
live,
the
just so you
porch.
know.
Huh?
I am live.
Oh shit.
It's okay. What did you need?
Water, and you didn't take the trash.
What was I talking about? Ooh, I'm gonna kick her ass, dude. She knows I'm a stoner. You fucking, you get me off track. I'm like, what the fuck was I? What was I saying? I was just smoking some weed. Like, what the fuck, dude? Anyway, uh, yeah, I think that these briefings, I think that this disclosure, that's coming up from the from the Pentagon or whatever, it's going to have information on it that's at least it's going to be able to validate for. And I was like yeah, sure. And he gave it to me, and I could these debriefings or this data dump in 180 days or whatever it is now, 100 days or something, uh, will really help people to accept the reality of UFOs because the Navy knows for a fact, excuse me, knows for a fact UFOs exist. They've known UFOs exist since World War II. Um, and to say anything otherwise is stupid. Have they had a lot of investigation on it? No. Okay, so they had Project Blue Book and Project Grudge and all this stuff. There are other projects going on at the same time as Project Blue Book that other groups were studying UFOs, and it was never brought to fucking to the public's knowledge, And I believe, without a doubt, that the Navy had its own investigation into UFOs, and in fact was able to gather more intel than anybody else. And in fact, this is why the Department of Naval Intelligence, that's the people who paid Bob Lazar, all right? They, in fact, are the same people who are running the UFO task force today. Hmm. That's a coincidence. So Bob Lazar says that he works for, the government reverse engineering UFOs, and he was paid by the Department of Naval Intelligence. Okay, it's random. It's like, well, you're working on UFOs, but you're getting paid by the Navy. That doesn't make sense. And then fast forward 30 years later, we have a UFO task force. And who's heading up the UFO task force? The Department of Naval Intelligence. Well, isn't that odd? Why isn't it the Air Force? But it's the Navy that runs everything. And I think that because the Navy has more encounters with UFOs than anybody else. And I believe that it's the so automatically you're going to assume, oh, so if a branch of military is going to be interactive, go around flying their planes all day, all right? They go out in training areas and stuff like that. And the Navy is going around the whole world doing the same thing. The Navy has just as many planes as the Air Force. You got to understand. So each branch of the military has its own, you know, like their own soldiers and their own way of fighting. So the Army has jet fighters. The Navy has jet fighter planes. The Air Force has jet fighter planes. All right. Every branch like has their planes. The National Guard has planes. All right. So to say the Air Force, they're going to be the ones to fucking study it. Why? The Navy is going to have more equipment. All right. So when you have battleships and aircraft carriers and stuff are some of the most sophisticated equipment in the world is, designed specifically for the Navy. So they have access to equipment and intelligence that the Air Force doesn't get. The Air Force only gets it through the Navy. So like when they're, uh, like the radar systems have to be deployed by naval ships. It's not stuff that can be carried around on a fucking plane. The type of radar that they use is gigantic and they need ships to carry it on. So it has to be the Navy. So it makes sense that it would be the Navy who would have the most information on UFOs. Are they a bunch of secret dudes in a back room smoking cigars like, yeah, let's not tell anybody about UFOs and shit like that? No. You gotta understand, like, these guys probably know they're not scientists. They don't understand or even care about UFOs or that they're aliens. I doubt that they give two fucks. In fact, most likely they probably don't even like the fact that UFOs exist. It probably bothers them religiously because a lot of people in the military are fucking Christians for some reason and conservatives and shit. And they probably like, oh, they're demons and stupid shit like that because they're just ignorant. So I could see why the the Navy could have a bunch of information on UFOs and simply collect it. Uh, I think that's basically what they've been doing is just collecting the information, and they haven't had a way to study it scientifically. And although they've probably wanted to, they probably haven't been able to give people the clearance to go and study it because of situations like Bob Lazar, who it's like, okay, we finally got a scientist goes and studies it and he fucking cracks and he goes and fucking tells everybody, what the, that fucking, it's like that shows how much we can trust fucking scientists. Well, scientists aren't military men. You know, they don't have a fucking, they don't have a code of, oh, I'm doing this for fucking, my country and, loose lips sink ships and stuff like that. They want to encourage everyone to join in the scientific community to help them understand. They like working together with other people to help to get their knowledge from, whereas in the military, it's all compartmentalized and they don't want to tell each other shit. They don't want anyone to have the whole picture, and scientists need to have the whole picture. They're trying to get the whole picture, so they fight for it. So I could see why it would be difficult for the Navy to have scientists break it down and start to understand it. But I think now with everything that's happened and how basically disclosures already happened, and unless you weren't paying attention, I think now they're going to try to get more scientists involved because there's already a lot of scientists involved, big name scientists. And I think they're going to start going to the universities, going to the big name scientists, and they're going to start getting them to come out and say, support the UFO phenomenon. And, like they're going to drop the term little green men, guaranteed. Okay. They're going to kill that, which I can't wait for because that is an insult. And people don't know. So people who are not affiliated with UFOs don't understand that that is an insult to our community. And every time I hear it, I just want to punch them in the face. Anytime someone says that, oh, what are we talking about little green men here? That is a fucking insult, is a way to fucking belittle us. And it's so aggravating. And I just want to kick fucking dudes' balls down their throat when they say that shit. It just pisses me off to no end. And I think they'll go around and convince academics to drop that phrase, and then to start saying the phrase UAPs, so we can get away from the UFO phenomenon. We can go into UAPs and say, oh well, this is UFOs were a joke, but UAPs, this is serious stuff here, and they'll start taking it a lot more seriously. Especially if the scientists can say it without feeling the stigma of the past 50 years of insults and belittle given to the UFO community. And you got to understand something, that all this shit like works together, where when they decide they want to put out information, they put it out in several different locations through several different means and media to change to change the social understanding of something. And it's a fucked up concept, but it makes perfect sense on what they do and why they would do that. And they did it with UFOs. They do it with a lot of things, like for instance, going to war with Iraq. All right. Like Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with September 11th. Okay, everybody knows this. He didn't even have weapons of mass destruction. However, because we wanted to go to war with them, we simply took advantage of the fact that we were attacked, by a terrorist organization, by Al Qaeda and Osama bin Laden, and we're like, well, they try to show a connection between them, even though Al Qaeda and Iraq hated each other and Saddam hated Al Qaeda. we wanted to show a connection there, and then we just start putting out the whole, weapons of mass destruction, and and this is getting, they're having university professors come out and teach us stuff. They're having, Pentagon officials come out and say you need to support the war and blah blah blah, and these guys, they knock down the towers and blah blah blah, and we have to stop terrorism and all this shit, and just put it out on Saddam, even though he had nothing to do with it. It's just a way for, and that's the thing. And then how many people supported that war? Tons of Americans supported it. And they look back and they think, oh, how could I have ever supported something? It's like, it's so stupid, but you get convinced by media and by academics and everybody. They just put it all out at the same time. And this is something that they've been doing for a while with, the CIA and shit. I know it sounds like a conspiracy. I mean, in a sense, it is, because you have, a couple, more than two people conspiring to get something accomplished, which is technically a conspiracy. Uh, it I mean, but I don't want you guys to think like it's like some kind of Illuminati shit or something like that. This is just something that, I mean, you can see it every day with the news. Like, you'll hear the same phrase spoken by 30 different news channels, because they're all instructed by their owners to say these lines. And when it comes down to it, you'll have one company, one dude owning 30 media news outlets, and so you'll hear the same phrase throughout how many times a day. Like, it's just, it's just weird. But that's what they do. And so, as fucked up as it was, I think we could have that same concept work for us when we apply it to understanding the reality of the UFO phenomenon. And it's important that we get academics to come out and say, yes, UAPs are real, and yes, they do pose a possible threat and should be investigated. No, we haven't had any situations that caused for alarm for, like, the UFOs were considered dangerous or hostile. Okay, we haven't had any situations where UFOs were hostile to us. However, we've had countless situations where just the presence of the UFO alone is cause for concern, because they're not hailing us on on the squawk box. They're not indicating that, hey, our craft is up here, watch out for us while we're flying, shit like that. They're not, giving us any kind of indication that they're up there. This, you could have, some of them were coming real close to craft and shit like that. Some craft have even claimed to hit them. Some craft have, had entire whole passengers see the craft and freak out and just shit like that. So I mean, there is cause for concern that we should at least be able to understand anything that's coming within anything that poses some kind of a threat of danger. Not that it's going to be violent or bad in a sense, but that there is a possibility with this situation that somebody could get hurt. There's a possibility that they could be hurt, that we could hurt them. And so it's better for us to find out exactly what they are and understand how they work and how they operate and who's operating them, and negotiate a way to secure the safety of everybody who's in the air when these things are around. There's, and I don't see it only makes sense to do that. Hey, what up, UFO bro? How you doing, buddy? UFO sounds more of a crazy subject rather than call it UAP, which sounds more formal. UFO bro has fucking nailed it. That is exactly what I'm talking about. He absolutely nailed it. That is the truth. And that's what we want. We need something more formal so scientists can say it without feeling the stigma of the little green men. We need to get past that. And you're not going to do that if you keep using the same terminology in UFO, because they had done such a good job at demonizing it. That's important that they do an even better job um, of accepting it and getting people to study it. Now, what really needs to happen is we need open discussion and we need academics to study the phenomenon. That's what we need. Not military, not military, but academics and other people from the scientific community need to be able to go and study these phenomena. And the scientists need access to the military's technology. That's the problem. That's the great divide. Is that the scientists have the brains and the means and the qualifications to study it and to do it and to give us and get answers for us, but they don't have the means to do it. They don't have the equipment to do it. The military has the equipment to study these and find out everything we need to know. They have the equipment, they have the hardware to do it. They do not have the scientific understanding on how to use it. They need to team up together and they need basically the scientists need access to the military's technology. And that's how we move forward with understanding UFOs and what's the reality of the UFO phenomenon. That is something that can be accepted by everybody. Uh, because you're going to have issues if it's just the military putting it out, because no one's going to believe the military because they have to lie. If they're not lying, something's wrong. Okay, if they're telling us this all 100% truth, well then we have issues, because you can't be telling us 100% truth, because that means you're telling our enemies the fucking truth, and we don't want you doing that. All right, so we have to have them lying to us, so we can't have them bringing us the information. We need scientists. Scientists are the ones we can trust and say, okay, if this is what they're saying is true, then it's true. How do extraterrestrial aliens withstand cabin fever? They're inside of StarCraft their whole life. Oh, I think the interior of the UFO is ginormous compared to the exterior. It's possible, but why do they have to be within a spacecraft their entire life? Also, um, what if they're avatars, and they are like they have like surrogates and shit, that their mind and body is back home somewhere else, and their fucking physical body is a remote controlled android that's their brain is controlling from light years away or something. um or perhaps they only go and spend it at a certain amount of time, for maybe a few months or a few years or something, and then they come back home and they go lay on the fucking beaches and the moons of Vega or whatever. Who fucking knows? uh I don't think they lived on a UFO, a tiny ass UFO, their entire life, and if they did, god, they'd just be just some fucking hate filled fucking aliens. You ever see an old fucking man, who doesn't have any fucking, his wife fucking died, his kids don't fucking talk to him, he's just a grumpy old fucking grouch, he hates everyone, the nurse is always trying to steal his wallet and his shit, that old fucking grouch. That's what I assume the aliens would all become if they're just stuck in a little fucking UFO. They're just crabby motherfuckers, just fucking pissed at the world. that's that's what happens to aliens. So stupid. Um. Oh, where's my yeah. So I just wanted to discuss this real quick, and I know I came on late. Um. Uh. I wasn't even actually planning to do it tonight. It was more of a spur of the moment thing. I just felt like, I gotta jump on, and I hadn't been on in a while. Um, and it's just, yeah, but uh, I was, I was really at the point of, quitting YouTube altogether, and just deleting my channel. I just, I couldn't, I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And yeah, there's just a bunch of shit that's gone on in my life, and uh, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and if I wanted to keep UFO proof going, or if I just wanted to fucking walk away from it, and and then I was literally had my finger on the button. Uh, I had my mouse on the delete YouTube channel forever. I had literally had my mouse on that button, and I was just sitting there, just getting ready to fucking slam it and hit it, and just I'm done, And then I thought about it, I'm like, okay, so you're either going to fucking you're either going to just delete it and get rid of it now, or you're going to get back to fucking work. It's one or the other, because I hadn't done it for like a couple months. I had just I had a bunch of shit go on, and so I was like, it's like you got to do one or the other. You either got to quit and move on to do something else, or you need to get back to fucking work. And ultimately, I came back to work. I in the end, I'm like, I'm like, UFO proof it's just too important to me, and it's you gotta understand. I love my channel, and I love making videos for you guys, and I love entertaining people, and sharing my experiences with people, and hearing other people's experiences, and giving other people a platform to share their stories and insights and shit like that. And I like our fucking community, and it really means a lot to me. And it's hard for me to do UFO proof, to make videos and to do lives and stuff, when I am having a bunch of bad shit happen in my life, to where I'm not feeling it, where I'm not happy, because it comes out in my videos, and it's just you don't want to drag all your bullshit with you to the thing that you love, because then it makes the thing that you love just feel nasty and icky, and you're just like, fuck all that, and you'll end up hating it. And so when shit's not good, and you know I just don't want to involve it with UFO proof. I always want to keep this community of a sanctuary for me and for us, a place to go to where it's happy, that and, and when you have so many fucking problems, it's all you want to talk about. It's the only thing that's going on in your life is the fucking bullshit, which is pretty common for me, but this shit was just really bad. uh and so yeah, that's what happened. So um I'll probably discuss it with you guys, on another live or something. um Maybe. I doubt it. I'm sitting here saying it, but I probably won't. um but I know a lot of people are going to be asking about it, so I figured, what, maybe I should just jump on, like, in the middle of the night, when not too many people will be on, just so I can kind of get back into the groove of it. um but I appreciate everyone coming and watching the show. Go pick up a UFO proof mask, and protect yourself from COVID. Make sure you're practicing social distancing. Don't get sick. um, go get yourself a UFO proof fan. That's the most important thing, is that you come and you watch the videos, and we'll always try to bring you some fucking cool entertainment, cool UFO videos, no bullshit, and always tell it like it is. And it's great seeing everybody, and I'm glad to be back, and I missed you guys all very much. And I'll do another live tomorrow at a normal time, so everybody can come and join. Uh, yeah, that's it. All right, I will see you guys next time. All right, UFO proof out. All right, later, you guys.